Perhacs, author, creator, visionary behind the MindForce method of high performance, esoteric coaching and mentoring. And if you want to be like the thousands of men and women from virtually every part of the world that have used my concepts, methods, tactics, coaching, and mentoring to get to their next and best level, let me know. I'd love to be able to assist you. If you want to hire me as your coach or mentor, I'm always there. I do it for business, personal. So let's talk if you're interested. But today, we're going to go into some details on something I think is very beneficial for you, no matter where you're at in the process of what we're going to be talking about today. I think you're going to find this to be extremely helpful. So in order for me to do that, let's go to the writing pad and scale this out. Okay, so goals, visions, intentions, right? They're all pretty much the same. They're nuanced, right? There is actually a difference between a vision and a goal. A vision is something that you want to accomplish by achieving a goal. So for example, if you wanted to buy a house that was, let's say, worth $500,000, you need to be able to support that with a certain income. So the goal would be to get to a certain income in order to get that. Anyway, that's not the point of this. However, it does relate to what we're going to be talking about. So let's talk about one of these, goal, vision, and we'll call it a GVI. How about that? And the GVI, the goal, the vision, the intention is something that you want, right? And let's say, let me just adjust a little bit so we got a little more screen room. Let's say you're starting here. This is you, right? And you want to get to that GVI, that goal, that vision, that intention, right? And on the way to that goal, that vision, intention, there's the possibility, actually, it's probably not even a possibility, it's really a probability that you're going to have some obstacles, objections, things that get in your way. A lot of times when I coach with somebody, they're like, I'm going to hit this goal no matter what. And I always say to them, okay, let's talk about the obstacles, the obstructions that can get in the way. Obstacles, obstructions, right? Detours, you call them whatever you want. But here's what I want you to understand as you're taking a look at this graphic here that I'm drawing, is that you're here and you want to get here. That's where the goal, the vision, the intention is. You've got some obstacles, obstructions, objections, detours that could prevent you from getting to where you want to go on this situation. So here's the thing, is I want you to visualize it from this perspective, is that if you were in your car and you were driving to go somewhere, let's say you were going from, one part of where you live to, let's say, an hour away, right? And you're getting on a super highway, turnpike, parkway, freeway, whatever you want to call it, and you're going to that objective, right? Well, on the way to that objective, there are going to be a lot of things on the way. There's going to be restaurants, there's going to be rest stops, there's going to be all types of possible diversions that stop you from getting to where you want to go, let's say within an hour, if you allow them, right? If you pulled off the road every time you saw a restaurant, every time you saw a coffee shop, every time you saw a rest stop, whatever, a clothing store, whatever your thing is, right? It would stop you from getting to the goal, getting to the vision, getting to the intention. But I want you to visualize it. And of course, I'm a big proponent of meditation, visualization exercises where you can conceptualize this. So you can conceptualize the goal and you relax down and you imagine this goal. Now, here's the other thing you want to look at is how do you represent the timeline? See, some people represent the timeline vertical and some represent the timeline horizontal, right? So I want you to think about that. So let's put the goal over here and let's put you over here, right? Reason I bring this up is because some people are not vertically inclined. They're horizontally inclined when it comes to a timeline. You probably never even thought about that before, but it is part of how we think, right? And it doesn't matter which one you are. There's no one's better than the other, but where do you see this? But so the visualization is when you're lying down or you're sitting and you're visualizing on the goal, you're seeing that goal either ahead of you or you're seeing it to the right or left, depending upon when you're starting. Individuals in the United States, they usually go from left to right. If I mentor or coach somebody that's from the Middle East, they go from usually right to left. And then obviously forward is the way to go. It's like how do you like to see your GPS when you're in your car? You like to see it straight forward, or you like to see it vertical or horizontal? I know that sounds like a little bit of a thing, but that's how our minds work, right? So as you're visualizing this intention, I want you to visualize the potential obstructions that could get in the way. And I want you to outline them. To do this exercise properly, you probably should take all the objections, all the obstructions, all of the potential detours, all of the potential fears, doubts, anxieties, worries. Let's put those on here. Fears, doubts, anxiety, worry. Because they could be there. Very rarely do we embark upon a goal, intention, a vision where there's not some form of these that are getting in the way. What happens a lot of times is people say, well, I have no doubt that I'm going to get that goal, right? I have no anxiety over it, but in reality they do, because they want to put on the best positive face. And this isn't negative, but what this allows you to be able to do is to put into proper context the obstructions, the fears, the doubts, the worries. So as you're relaxing, and again, I close my eyes and we get into a relaxed meditative state, we visualize the outcome, the intention, and then we also visualize the fears, the doubts, the worries on the side, the obstructions, whatever they might be. And again, you want to outline them ahead of time before you do the meditation. What's the biggest fear of getting this intention or the goal? What is the doubt about it, right? What is the anxiety? But I want you to look at it from this perspective when you're doing this meditation, when you're doing this focus exercise, is that you're starting from point A, going towards the goal, let's say, and you visualize you starting, you set the goal, that's the starting point, and you visualize, I have my eyes closed right now, just in case you can't tell on the video, I've got my eyes closed, and I'm visualizing moving forward to the goal, the vision, the intention. I see it. I also see the fears, the doubts, the anxieties, the worries. I see the obstacles, whatever they might be, but I see them as something that I'm passing by on my way to the goal. It's not like I'm not admitting that they're there. I know they're there. But what I'm doing is I'm not paying any real attention to them. Yeah, the fear is going to be there, but let's keep driving. There's some doubt. Let's keep driving. There's another obstacle to get to the goal. Maybe the obstacle it's not necessarily even a bad obstacle. Let's say on your way to the goal, you have a scheduled vacation. And so it actually takes you out of pocket for an entire week. yeah, it is an obstruction, a detour to the goal. But the question is, when you come back from that, can you still stay focused? And again, this visualization exercise is designed that you can use for any of your visualizations, your visions, your intentions, your goals, so that you can put them into a proper perspective. And that if you do take a detour, vacation, let's say, or something that takes you off of the goal, let's say you get the flu for the week. Well, that kind of takes you off of your goal, right? Because maybe you're not 100% focused when you're not feeling as well, okay? And so you understand those detours. Car breaks down, right? Whatever that detour could be, I want you to visualize, but you keep driving because the goal is going to where you're going. And if you were driving in your car to go to a destination, just because there's an obstruction, you don't stop. If there's an accident in the road, you either wait or you go around it, right? You find another pathway. So anyway, I want you to take this exercise, this visualization, and I want you to utilize it and then send me the results of what you get. Because again, what this does is crystallizes your mind into understanding that every goal, every vision, every intention that you have has the potential of having some of these obstacles on the way. I call them obstacles on the way because they're on the way to the goal, but they don't have to be something that totally blindsides you and stops you from getting the goal. They're just on the way to the goal. That's why sometimes you may have to reset the goal. So for example, if you're going somewhere from point A to point B and it's an hour away, and you plan on being there in an hour and there's an accident, there's an obstruction, tree falls in the middle of the road, can't go on that road, then the goal has to be reset. Okay, I'm not going to be there in an hour. I'm going to be there an hour and 15, hour and a half, right? Maybe even 2 hours. But again, these are all visualizations, meditations, exercises that you can use in order to stay focused on the goal, vision, or intention, and realizing that it's like everything else in life. It is going to have some obstructions on the side, but we're going to drive right through those to get to where the goal is. Hopefully, this exercise has been helpful for you. It's helpful for a lot of the people that I coach and mentor to allow them to be able to focus better to get a vision or a goal. And also to be able to see any of these obstacles, objections, detours, fears, doubts, anxieties, and worries, and focus on the goal. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. If you want to hire me as your coach or mentor, there's probably a link somewhere on the site here, on YouTube, wherever you're watching this, where you could set up a 20-minute strategy call where we'll go into what you want to visualize in your life, what your intentions are, your goals, and we'll talk about how we can put together a plan for you. It takes work. It takes flight time. But more importantly, it takes the mindset and the intention that you're going to go forward, even though you know that there are some potential obstacles in the way. I've enjoyed sharing. Thanks for watching, and have a fantastic day. So long.